Hey guys, CharlieBramps here, and I'm gonna stop lowering my voice because it's probably annoying all of you. Anyway, I made a storytime video not too long ago, like a couple months ago or so, and it did alright. I think some of you wanted another storytime video, so look where we are now. This storytime maybe isn't as humorous as the last one, but it's alright. At the time, if you were there, you would have found it funny as hell. So I'm gonna go ahead with the story. But that being said, let's get into the video. A few months ago in the summer, I uploaded a vlog where I went to Italy. That's where this story is taking place, on that holiday. We were on holiday with two other families. We went to this big Italian villa. It was really big, as you'll know if you saw the video. We were the second family to arrive. When we arrived, we didn't really do much. We just got in the pool, relaxed. But then when it came later in the day, we had to go upstairs to our bedroom to unpack. I was sharing a bedroom with three other people, one of which was my age, two of which were older than me. Outside our bedroom was this semi-living room, and in that living room was a shelf. On that shelf was a doll. A very creepy doll. There were other really weird things on that shelf, but the doll stood out by far. To be honest, even if they made it out that they weren't, everyone was scared of the doll. Everyone in the house was scared of the doll. There was one time where we went late night swimming, and one of the boys, who we're gonna call Jeff, started scaring another boy, which we're gonna call James. So yeah, Jeff started scaring James, saying stuff like, "Oh, that doll is gonna do things to you with its long nose." And he started saying, "1, 2, Freddy's coming for you." And he kept saying stuff like, "That doll's gonna come into your bed." He was scaring Jeff was scaring James. He was scaring the hell out of James. Oh yeah, and did I mention this was right before we were all gonna go to bed? After Jeff said all the stuff about the doll, I was actually starting to get slightly creeped out. We all went to bed with James being in our room, being scared as hell, but we all fell asleep eventually, so that's good. The next morning I woke up to James by my bed screaming at me, "The doll has moved! The doll has moved! The doll has moved!" I didn't believe him at first, as I thought he was just trying to scare me or something, but I got to the shelf and the doll had moved. I was really skeptical at first because I knew someone must have moved it, but as the day went on, there were no signs that any of us moved it. Plus, who would want to touch that thing? Anyway, back to earlier. We began to look around for where it had gone. No one could find it. Everyone was getting quite worried. That night we went to bed, and James, who was pretty much sleeping next to me, got into his bed and said he felt something at his feet. I didn't say anything. I was just like, "Oh yeah, cool, just go to sleep, I don't really care." But he kept talking about it. He was like, "It's hairy, it's rubber, it's weird." And I was like, I don't care, just go to sleep. But I had no idea what it was. But eventually James got sick of this unknown object at his feet, so he pulled up the covers, and the doll was at the end of his bed, staring at him, smiling at him. James screamed like a girl and ran downstairs. As soon as James was out the room, Jeff leant over to me and said, "It was me who put the doll there." I felt really, really bad for James, but at the same time, it was funny as hell. I'm so sorry if you're watching. The next day I woke up and sure enough, Jeff had moved the doll once again, just to carry on the cycle, I guess. Over the holiday, James kept constantly getting scared. I'm so sorry if you're watching. Until one day, when things got out of hand, Jeff put the doll on a windowsill, and that window was right next to James's bed, so yeah. James walked over to his bed with a pile of clothes in his hand, just talking, didn't think anything could ruin his day. But then when he got to his bed, he looked up, saw the doll staring at him through the window, and no joke, just like a movie, he stood still, dropped his clothes, completely stationary at this point, and then he screamed and sprinted off. So yeah, for that night, James ended up sleeping downstairs on the sofa. Now I think about it, James was just getting bullied that holiday. The next morning, James came over to me and said, "I think it's Jeff that's moving it." And obviously I knew who it was, but I said, I don't know, maybe. I sort of played it as if I didn't know because I wanted to see where this whole situation would go. Oh, I'm so cruel. However, that backfired, as that very day, I walked upstairs to my room and saw the doll staring at me. And I have to admit, I screamed and ran. Hopefully no one heard me, because if they did, it would ruin my reputation. But I'm telling you on the video now, so that's kind of pointless. Another time I experienced karma on that holiday was when I hid the doll on top of a lamp. Yep, I hid it, I'm sorry. However, a couple of hours later, I walked under that lamp, and the vibration or whatever made the wall shake, and made the doll fall on me. Yes, I screamed. Yeah, so I think I got my own back. And finally, I'm going to talk about something that's not really funny. It's more just supernatural. This is 100% true. It's nothing groundbreaking, but just know it's 100% true what I'm about to say. You know how over the holiday, the doll was pretty much just being used for us to scare each other? We sort of just pushed it around like a toy. Well, it is a toy, but you know what I mean. Anyway, on the last day, I was on the toilet, and on the toilet door was a key with a keyring attached to it, and the keyring kept swaying back and forth. I looked at it for about 5 minutes. It was just going back and forth, back and forth. At first, I thought it was the wind, but there were no doors open and no windows were open, so I just carried on watching it, hoping it would stop. I then leant over and held the key still for about 10 seconds, hoping that when I let go that it would stop. I let go, and it stopped. Perfect. But then literally 5 seconds later, it started swinging again right away. It wasn't even gradual, it just started going. It started swinging right away. I mean, I'm no superstitious weirdo, but at that point I thought the doll must have been trying to tell me something. I thought he was like trying to scare me off or something, which luckily it was the last day, so that didn't really matter. But anyway, it was really creepy though, because I'd never I had experienced a few things like that before in my life, but that's for another video. And yeah, it was just a bit weird. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. I think this was a bit long. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but I think this was probably quite long. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I hope you like this. Comment Charlie Experience Karma if you're still watching. And yeah, let's get this to 35 likes. I'm really sorry I haven't uploaded lately. It's not really a reason other than school. I know that's my excuse for every time I don't upload, but yeah, I've gone back to school. I'm just trying to settle in again. Anyway, yeah, I hope you like this video. Hopefully you're still watching. And yeah, I've been CharlieBramps. Bye.